Hello, travelers, and welcome to the Horror Greenbook, the channel that takes you from coast to coast and con to con. I am your travel guide, Brendan, and we are here again in the scary sanctuary, ready for another great night live watch party here on the channel. Tonight's film will be The Return of the Living Dead. Travelers, you guys overwhelmingly decided that this was going to be our film for tonight, and I'm all for it, guys. The Return of the Living Dead is one of my all-time favorites, so we are going to be in store for a great time, guys. Hope everything's going well on this Tuesday night. I know we normally do our live watch parties on Monday, but as I made note in our post in the community, that pretty much I was making my way back to Texas from Scarefest in Lexington, Kentucky. So we'll talk about that for a little bit while we're waiting for people to jump in, and we'll start the live watch party. We'll see, maybe about 8:15 ish. But yeah, guys, Scarefest was another great con. It was my first time going to Scarefest weekend. I've heard about it I've known about it for a few years now. Maybe wanted to attempt to go maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. They had like an awesome lineup of cast members from Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, as you can see, I'm a fan. I love A Nightmare on Elm Street, and they had a lot of cast members appearing that year. I missed out, but I did catch most of those cast members at like Spooky Empire last year. But guys, it was an amazing time. Huge venue. Lots of guests. There was close to like 100 guests, if not 100 guests. So needless to say, there were a ton of people there that weekend in Lexington. Um, cool people in the house. You had all types of favorites, such as Felissa Rose. You had Kane Hodder. You had lots of people from the Phantasm series, which I am a huge fan of Phantasm as well. One of my absolute favorite horror franchises. You had Alex Winter and Christine Elise from the Child's Play series, as well as the Chucky television show, which unfortunately just ended, but they'll be back again. There's no doubt about it. You also had Clive Barker, who was making one of his last convention appearances, so that was absolutely awesome to see Clive Barker. I'm a child of the 80s and 90s, so that was one of the huge names, along with like Wes Craven and Stephen King, that you always heard of. So I was very happy to see him. You had all types of awesome cars, guys. You had like this very cool replica of the Hemi-Cuda from Phantasm 2. If you're a fan of Phantasm, you know that car is the most iconic car in horror. Sorry, Christine. I'm a Phantasm guy. I have to lean with the Cuda. But speaking of Christine, they actually had this awesome Christine replicas there as well, for people to take pictures with, that made for awesome photo ops. And also you had the truck from Jeepers Creepers, which Jonathan Breck was taking photos with a creeper as well. So that was actually pretty cool. Guys, it was very fun con, guys. I happened to book the hotel that was literally right attached to the Central Bank Center, which other people would know as Rep Arena if you are a sports fan, or if you follow college basketball, because that is the home of the University of Kentucky Wildcats. But I met a lot of cool people. I saw some viewers, good travelers who support the channel. Met other content creators there, so it was a cool thing. I gained access to the black carpet event. So what they did was, before the official kickoff for Scarefest weekend, I was granted access to take pictures of celebrities as they walk the black carpet. So you had people like Michael and Jessica from the Grim Life Collective. You had Ari Lehman, aka the first Jason. Uh, you had James Jude Courtney. You had Nick Castle. There was tons and tons of people there. So that was very awesome to take that all in and just hang out with the fellow horror lovers out there. So I hope to attend another one. It was very cool. Um, it did have its ups and downs. They did a transition of ownership, so the owner who had done it for the previous 15 years, gave it up and sold the event to a cool family that will be taking it over for years to come. But with any transition, you're gonna have some sort of hiccups in there. On Friday, generally before cons they'll have will call for the people that get there early, like on Thursday, or the people that get there a bit early on Fridays to go ahead and pick up their badges or wristbands. It was supposed to open at a certain time, but guys, let me tell you, that line was moving pretty slow. And it was pretty hot on Friday, so I know some people were really baking out there. They weren't necessarily the happiest, but I was pretty fortunate. I had media passes, so with that being said, I was able to skip the line. I kind of felt a little bad about it, but it enabled me to actually make that black carpet event on time because if it didn't, I would not have been able to get that access. That was the main hiccup on Friday. And my other thing that I wasn't necessarily too big of a fan of with Scarefest weekend was the fact that there wasn't a big general after party that everyone could attend. And there wasn't much of a nightlife event for people to take advantage of after the convention. So, after the con, you still want to hang out. The energy's buzzing. You're excited. You met your favorite celebrities. You picked up some very cool merch or items from the vendors. And you want to, kick back a few drinks, hang out with your friends, meet a few new friends, and all of that good stuff. But the issue was, they had plenty of events after the con, but you had to pay for them, such as they had like drinks with killers. You had like a ghost hunting event. You had other things, but you had to pay, for that, which could be up to $100 or a little bit more depending on the event, which isn't bad. I mean, considering it's something for you to do, and you had numerous things to choose from. But I'm used to conventions having an after party or a karaoke event that lasts well into the morning. So 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and people are still vibing. Um, there wasn't much of that, aside for the events that you had to pay for. And then with the Saturday night party, it was a VIP party. So if you didn't have tickets before they sold out, there was no way for you to get in. I was hoping that my media access would allow for me to actually make it to, get in and, document what was going on for the party. But no dice, guys. I wasn't able to get in with my media passes. So I was a little bummed out about that. But, it is what it is. They can't all be absolutely perfect cons. But with that being said, I completely enjoyed my Scarefest weekend. With that being said, all right, guys. So we'll give it till 8:15 to go ahead and start the movie. Of course, people could continue to flow in, and we'll give time stamps. If you do want to check out the film, the link for The Return of the Living Dead is pinned in the comments. It is available on Tubi for those of you that want to watch along, and if you don't have a personal copy of the film. So, guys, what else I did was after Scarefest, I made a detour to Louisville, Kentucky to go and check out the world famous Caulfield's novelty. And Caulfield's is very cool because it is 104 years old and it's still going strong, guys. It's this very cool old school style vintage novelty shop. It's open all year round, so you can grab costumes, you can grab decor, and decorations for whatever holiday is going on that time of year. They'll have you covered. And what's cool is, of course, it's their busy season during Halloween, and of course they sell a lot of stuff. But what's cool is they're constantly flipping out the merchandise. So if they're running out of something, they're replacing it like immediately. So that's really cool that they are very well stocked and prepared for the Halloween season, guys. Not only costumes, but they had animatronics. They had a very cool section. I can't wait to edit and put up all the content that I got from this weekend. Caulfield's was actually awesome. And after Scarefest on that Sunday, I got word from a friend that lives in Lexington that there was also a parade going on. So it was, great timing. So literally around the corner, they were having the Lexington Halloween and Thriller Parade. And that was cool because literally it was hundreds of zombies in waves coming down doing the Thriller routine. So that was pretty cool to see how that was run. Very well run parade. And there were a good amount of people out there. I was, very pleasantly surprised to know that it was one of the top 10 rated Halloween parades as ranked by USA Today, I saw. So that was absolutely awesome, guys. We're going to start the film here in a little bit more than 2 minutes. I hope you guys are all queued up for some Return of the Living Dead, one of my absolute favorite 80s horror movies. And in my opinion, one of the few examples of a perfect horror comedy because it so balances the horror and the comedy is very equal parts. It's not horror right here, comedy right here, or comedy right here, horror right here. They're neck and neck, guys. And that's one of the best things about a horror comedy. You get that balance. You have those that also good examples such as Reanimator, Frankenhooker, another two great horror comedies of the 80s. So guys, I'm glad that you all are here with me hanging out. We're going to get into some good fun. I am a bit exhausted from traveling over 13 hours each way, but it's well worth it to bring you awesome travelers some great horror content. So guys, hope you have your snacks and everything ready. We are going to have a great time tonight. I got my film queued up here. We're going to have a great time, guys. Do not be afraid to comment. Make sure to smash that like button so other people can find this channel. That helps the algorithm and helps other people become aware of this channel. So that's the best way to help me out here on the Horror Greenbook is to smash that like button, or AKA chuck those Ash Williams severed hands. All right, guys, so we are close to a minute away, or a little bit less than a minute away now. It's going to be great, guys. Can't wait. Let me go ahead, square this away, put this up here. All right, guys, I'm so happy that you're here hanging out with me. It's one of my best parts of the week is doing the live watch parties and hanging out with the viewers because you guys are definitely the reason for all of this. I love getting to know y'all and all the great banter that we get into. Even though it's on a Tuesday, some of you guys are used to hanging out with me on a Monday. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your night to hang out with me. All right, guys, 8:15, hit that play button. The events portrayed in this film are all true. The names are real names of real people and real organizations. All right, that's promising. And the iconic "You Need a Medical Supply." July 3rd, 1984. July 3rd. That was my mom's birthday. That is my mom's birthday. And that was the year of my birth. So That was a very eventful year for my mom. And it takes place in Louisville, where I was. It's absolutely the perfect. See, so they had the barbecue on the 4th, guys. Clue. Clue's awesome, guys. I miss him. Between his portrayal in this and A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, that guy's a legend. Did you guys work at the Unita Medical Supply Company? Seemed like it would have been a cool gig before things went all awry on July 3rd. Hey, he's pretty smart. Perfect teeth. I wonder if that was one of the skeletons used in Poltergeist. Ooh, more packing peanuts, Freddy. Tom is so awesome in this movie as well. I mean, literally, the cast is like one of those absolute perfect ones. Exactly. Where do they get the skeletons with perfect teeth? With perfect teeth. That's right. Some hostile type stuff going on over there in India. Yeah, I can't get enough of this movie. Literally just watched it a few weeks ago at Joe Bob's Jamboree. So that was very cool to see that with Linnea Quigley in the audience. Well, I should say she was actually a special guest. I actually want to get one of those split dogs. I think there's probably a vendor or two that probably do those, or if not, probably should. For ballistics tests. For those of you just joining, we are at 3 minutes and 15 seconds. For those of you watching, when was the first time that you saw Return of the Living Dead? My first time, it was probably on like the Saturday weekend movie on television on one of our local affiliates in Memphis, Tennessee. I know they showed it like pretty often on network TV. That was the cool thing about network TV back in the day. They actually show some very cool horror movies like during like 3 p.m. on a Saturday. So it would enable a kid like me to see something cool like this. Look at these posers. This is the most eclectic mix of punks I've ever seen in my life. But at least they were pretty all inclusive. I mean, they have like a new wave guy and Tina. What is Tina? Is Tina a punk or is she just like hanging out with them? Of course, Linnea and the very ever awesome Miguel A. Nunez Jr. And Miguel is a mainstay. Like, I mean, between this and Friday the 13th Part 5 with those damn enchiladas. Which is the better role for Miguel, you guys would say? Would it be Demon or would it be Spider? He has very cool lines in both movies, but I think I prefer him not dying on the toilet. So we'll lean with the Return of the Living Dead. Dun dun dun. A true case, guys. Building some lore here pretty early. Hey, that kind of sounds familiar. It sounds like another movie that I've seen before. Trioxin. The guy that made the movie, aka Mr. Romero. Who would have thought that George A. Romero was tasked with such an important thing? There's always some sort of mix up, guys. That was a pretty good jump scare, though. Tom was so cool as Freddy in this movie. Tom was one of those guys. As much as I like him in this movie, though, he's definitely Tommy Jarvis. Let's go check him out. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'd want to see the bodies too. And then next thing you know, we're starting the zombie apocalypse. 14 years. And just hanging in there, marinating. And they never called the number. Like, why didn't someone just call the number? It's like, hey guys, just come pick these things up. I mean, that's what I do whenever Amazon delivery comes to my house instead of, the house that I was supposed to go to. It's like, hey guys, this isn't mine. Spray a little Windex on it. Spoke too soon. Those Army engineers. Oh, there you go. There you got the thing, guys. Hey, hey, hey. 8 minutes and 50 seconds. This is still one of my favorite effects as well, guys. Like the way this whole film just comes on, it just really gets you in the mood. Clue. Mm, Don Calfa. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, hey. I would like to see Beverly Randolph at a con. I think she's supposed to be at a con that I'm going to, I think in December. So if all goes well, I'll finally get Alan Troutman, who is Tarman, and I'll get Beverly Randolph's autograph on my Return of the Living Dead poster. They are very two prominent missing signatures that I need. Hey, hey, hey. They're reanimating, guys. And just think that canister was just ready to just explode. By the man, Dan O'Bannon. Dan O'Bannon was pretty cool, man. Just to think, the things that, he was involved with in regards to like with Alien. Then he does like this, the connection with Night of the Living Dead. Ed O'Bannon was the man. I mean, Ed O'Bannon, jeez. Dan O'Bannon. 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I don't know where I got Ed O'Bannon. Well, I was thinking about the basketball player. Hey, Joseph, how's it going, buddy? Glad to have you in and stopping by. He's very enthusiastic. The usual crap. Hey, glad you're here, Joseph, man. Glad to see you. Hope you had a good weekend, man. Had a lot of fun at Scarefest. High tech equipment right there, guys. I love seeing 80s technology and how futuristic it looked. To think that I could probably do everything on that computer on my phone is nuts. I am doing good, Joseph. I hope you're doing good as well. Those of you that are stopping in, we are at 12 minutes and 15 seconds in The Return of the Living Dead. Are you ready for Kentucky basketball? That's cool. It's very awesome to be in Lexington again. It had been like over 20 years since I was last there. So it's cool to see the downtown area of Lexington and take in the scene. Hey, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and to actually go to Louisville, Kentucky. So it all worked out that I went to Louisville to see Caulfield's, and this movie is set in Louisville. Look at Miguel in the back taking that swig. But I love how these punks really are so all inclusive. You have women that are part of the group, you have a black guy. I'm pretty sure they're all nerds. I mean, goodness. There's only one of them that seems actually threatening. So, I mean, they're pretty cool, man. They actually are a good mix of what you would expect people that would show up to a horror convention. Oh, they have Rupp ice cream. Oh man, I'll look out for it next time I'm out that way. Thanks for letting me know, Joseph. Guys, of you that are just coming through, make sure to smash that like button. Suicide. It's a suicide. Resurrection Cemetery. I really want to go to some of the filming locations. I mean, I know it was filmed in Los Angeles. I've seen people do filming location vids such as the Grim Life Collective, who were also there at Scarefest weekend. So it's always great to run into Michael and Jessica. They are like absolutely so fantastic. Hey, what's up, Papa Goss? It's good to see you. Very good to see you. Glad that you made it in. Hope you guys are enjoying the start of your week. Hanging out here. Going to make sure to do a live stream while I'm on my cruise. I'll be on a cruise starting on Sunday. So we'll probably do a live watch party. If not that Monday, probably on Halloween. So give me a day or two to decide. I still haven't packed up, guys. So I'm going to make sure to do that. And you'll be notified in regards to the timing of our next watch party. That trioxin put them out good. But one thing I will always give this movie is they're sick and then there's getting sick in this movie. They did a great job of making it seem like they are literally going through the worst, like really through the ringer with, ingesting that. So it's very cool. You can't listen to the Danielle Harris podcast talk scary to me anymore. Why not it? Why not, Joseph? What's up with that? Ugh. Yeah. They do a really good job. Like, even as a kid, I'm just like, man, those guys are sick. Hmm. I respect that, Joseph. I totally get that. So spray some deodorant. That old school Lysol. That's that potent stuff. That Lysol. They should have sprayed the Lysol on the canister, and that maybe would have actually, evened it out, maybe neutralized the effects. Uh oh. This part freaked me out as a kid. This is like, okay, just reanimated the puppy. Someone should definitely make those at conventions. As disgusting as that is, and I know there are a lot of horror fans that are animal lovers, but you can't deny how adorable that is and grotesque that is at the same time. I would totally love to have one of those on display. Uh, Things are about to go or ramp all the way up, guys. And then the butterflies. Yeah, that's also one of my favorite details, seeing the butterflies move. Watch your tongue, boy. They're still worried about the job at this point. Guys, you broke open that canister. You're going to get fired. And then who didn't call the number? And it's really cool because you see right now the makeup is used so that you could tell that they're definitely getting sick. They're getting some paleness right there around the eyes. It just gets worse and worse. Yeah, Danielle's pretty awesome. So she's a great one to meet. Being killed. Ah, Linnea. This is definitely my favorite Linnea Quigley role. I can't honestly say Trash made me a man as a boy, seeing her iconic cemetery dance. Do, do. I mean, that's such an iconic outfit and everything. I would love to have been Miguel while shooting the scene. I see. Trash is taking off her clothes again. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm. We'll make love till we die. Do. Like she had tearaway shorts. Now, when I did finally see this film unrated as a kid, because of course during television they had to edit this heavily, but I mean, the top I was definitely totally clear on, but the bottom half, I was like, huh? So I didn't know about the cod piece they had made for her during the scene. Piper Rubio? Yeah, I mean, Matthew Lillard was there, so there was definitely a lot of Five Nights at Freddy fans there. There's a lot of cool cosplay. It's a hit with the kids. My son is a huge FNAF fan, so I'm definitely going to have to take him to a convention to meet Matthew Lillard and the other cast members. You got to kill it. Bert, I mean, destroy the brain. Simple enough, right, guys? I mean, it works in every zombie media I've seen at this point. This movie is just like one of the best. Like, it still makes me laugh. Sorry, guys, just check my phone, seeing what things I may have in regards to travelers that may be contacting me. It's one of my favorites, Joseph. I grew up watching this film. Oh, direct beeline. I mean, having a naked dead guy coming after you, wanting to take a bite out of you, that's a horrifying, horrifying thought. It's like, man, you either gonna have to put some clothes on, have to actually be alive, or not trying to take a bite out of me. Not all three. That ramps it up. Direct shot to the head, and he's still alive. All right, guys, we're at 23 minutes and 15 seconds. I mean, at least you pinned him down to the floor. I mean, there's that. Yeah, we'll just sever the spine and brain connection. That's gonna work, right? I would totally be freaking out as well. Oh, and then he jumps up. I mean, it's just good old physical comedy. Like, this is like the oldest trick in the book in regards to the comedy. This is like straight up Three Stooges levels of shenanigans. Like, this is the feeling that I get also while watching Reanimator and Frankenhooker, because I mean, it will have your side splitting with comedy. But this one, I mean, it's freaking scary because the zombies can't die. No matter what you do, it's going to have some sort of thing that's going to backfire on you. How do you kill something that won't die, guys? If you knew Walter White and Jesse, they would definitely know how to dissolve that body. Yeah, definitely keep on doing YouTube, Joseph. I got an idea. I know who to call. Don't you like it when you have a bright idea and then it actually turns out to be probably the worst idea? It's exactly what happens in this film. Ernie can keep a secret. He can hide a few bodies. Everybody should know someone that runs a crematorium just for those reasons. Hey, here we go. I mean, this soundtrack is iconic, guys. Party time. Mm-mm-mm. We're gonna party. Mm-mm-mm. It's party time. Joseph, so far the main film that I'm super ready for in 2025 is the film Sinners with Michael B. Jordan, directed by Ryan Coogler. That looks like that's going to be a pretty fun vampire movie. I haven't really looked into 2025 into many horror films. I definitely want to see the Nosferatu film. That's high on my list as well. The Robert Eggers film. Hopefully, the buzz for that will actually get out. The other Nosferatu film, which is starring Doug Jones. So I would love to see those interpretations. I would also like to see the new Frankenstein movie and the new The Bride movie. So those are on my list. I'll have to double check what else is coming out. But on first thought, those are the films that I'm really happy for coming into 2025. And what I love about this character, if you look, you see in the background, we have like what looks to be Nazi artwork. So I think it's pretty cool that and he's listening to German music. So they give a tidbit that he may have been a former Nazi and he's in charge of a crematorium. What did the Nazis do? Unfortunately, they burned people alive and, did all types of terrible, terrible things. So, when he kind of gets his comeuppance and it's his time to leave, it's actually pretty. Oh, and then look at the gun. That's it looks like a Walther PPK, a German gun. So it's been theorized that he's a Nazi that escaped persecution. Yeah, FNAF 2, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, and then Megan 2.0, that's going to be another good one. Yeah, I know my son's definitely going to want to see Megan 2.0. Amy Donald was absolutely so sweet when I met her. And Violet McGraw, yes. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to continue the fun things in the Megan universe. You got to flex. Yeah, I mean, it's like a lot of businesses, it's just like that secret society. I'm not sure if Amy Donald's coming back, but I would imagine that she probably would. She's still young, so I don't think she's going to grow that fast. Especially since she's playing the body of Megan. I did not get video of me meeting Amy, but I met her at Frightmare to get my son an autograph. So the only documentation that I have of meeting Amy is my son's autograph in his room. But she was an absolute sweetheart, and I hope she definitely continues in the horror genre because being someone that moves like her, being a dancer, you know, that makes so many opportunities in horror, playing creatures, just having that movement. That's why you have a lot of dancers that are put into roles or people that are flexible, such as Doug Jones. I mean, him being a contortionist is something that has enabled him to be an incredible actor. And then the fact that he's like super tall as well. Rabbit weasels. Well, keep your fingers crossed. I mean, geez, like Scarefest had a ton of guests, so I wouldn't doubt if she makes it to one. I think this is outside of the pound's expertise. You can't you can't wash this away with hearing "In the Arms of an Angel." That's for sure. That's crazy. The alleged former Nazis saying that that's cruel. He's like, man, what is? Just tell me what's going on, guys. Excuse me, guys. Responding to an Instagram message. Rabbit weasels. Like the physical comedy in this movie is like crazy. Yeah, we're getting close to Halloween. We are almost there. I can't wait. A little over a week, guys. Are you guys dressing up or are you going to any parties? What is the agenda for Halloween this year? Then there's even an Idi Amin article in the background. Girl like you and a guy like me. Hey, eating candy and watching scary movies, that's always a great Halloween in my opinion, for sure. Can't go wrong with that. I'm gonna be on a cruise ship, but I'm definitely gonna eat some candy, watch some scary movies. I'll likely dress up, so we're gonna see how it goes. Well, hey, if you're gonna wear your Michael Myers mask or your Jamie Lloyd mask, then that counts for dressing up. So there you go, Joseph. Like, who has a decoratory cannon in their cemetery? I mean, but then again, it is Louisville, Kentucky, right around Civil War grounds. You probably have plenty of Civil War veterans. It's cool. Oh, well, speaking of cemeteries, I did take a detour in Lexington because I found out that Jim Varney, aka Ernest, was buried in a cemetery around the corner from Scarefest weekend. So me and my buddy Joseph from the the Moody's Mind podcast, and also the That Horror Movie podcast. We went to pay our respects to Ernest, aka Jim Varney, and Jim Varney was just one of those guys that you kind of grew up with if you grew up in the 80s and 90s like me, with all the numerous Ernest movies. My favorite one, Ernest Scared Stupid, which is actually on YouTube as well. So we may actually do a special viewing of that next Monday, and then maybe do a special viewing on Halloween. So we'll see how that goes. Um, I met a few people. The biggest one, I met Clive Barker, Tom Holland, the director of Fright Night. I saw Felissa Rose again. Took a picture with her at the hotel bar. Um, exchanged words with Christine Elise at the bar because she ordered a drink right next to me. So we talked for a little bit. Dave Sheridan. There's really a lot of people. So those were some of the people that I ended up meeting. Crank it up. We're at 36 minutes and 3 seconds, guys. If you're just joining us, Bert and Ernie. You gotta throw the split dogs in there. Whenever I'm thinking of split dogs, I'm thinking of hot dogs, not actual split reanimated dogs. But those reanimated dogs are pretty cute, though. I would probably get one. I mean, it's not like you have to feed it. You just keep it right there, and it's just gonna perch and whimper and all that types of good stuff. Maybe throw it a little Scooby snack here and there. Yeah, this one's awesome. I also enjoy Return to Living Dead 2 and Return to Living Dead 3. I think that makes for an excellent trilogy. Anything beyond Return to Living Dead 3, ooh, it gets kind of rough. Hey, there you go. It's the music again, guys. That's when you know you're in trouble. But I'm so happy I got a chance to see this movie at the drive-in at Joe Bob's Jamboree. Like, it was quite an awesome experience. I really wish I could have bottled up that feeling. It was just like so cool, guys, just to be able to watch these films with other horror lovers, who are laughing at the same parts, who are just as familiar with this film as I was, who laughed at some of the same things. Oh man, it's just such a communal experience. No such thing as spamming, Joseph. Comment whatever you like, man. That's what we're here for. We're engaging with each other. Dun, 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 dun. Acid rain. Why would they keep cash in the UNITA medical facility? Like, who would attempt to rob that facility? What I love is that reminds me of high school. I think everyone had a friend that had that massive size but was pretty older. May have been a piece of trash, no pun intended. But the fact that, you could fit like 9 people in that car, but you're taking a gamble on whether or not you're gonna make it to your destination. But that's all a part of life coming up, guys. That was some of the most fun moments in high school. Having that friend that had that vehicle like that. Yeah, guys. This film and Thriller really just cemented the imagery of zombies coming out of their graves, and gave me all types of frights as a kid. Yeah, a lot of people are loving NCAA football, so hopefully NCAA basketball will really come back because that was another memory of mine growing up playing those games. That's right, Anthony. The drive-in will never die. So it's glad to see we have other drive-in mutants in the house with us. I salute you. Are you looking forward to seeing Joe Bob's show this Friday? I am definitely looking forward to that, Anthony. I think one of the films that they're gonna show during Christmas, I received word that they're going to probably show Santa's Little Helper for the Christmas show. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to show for this year's Halloween show. Hope you're doing good, Anthony. Yes, I went to both nights in Vegas. Ah, I was so ecstatic. Seeing John Carpenter the first night, the three Scream Queens the first night, and then, Svengoolie on Saturday. Ah, it was so wild. And then being able to see the Universal Monsters films on Saturday. Oh, just such a once in a lifetime opportunity. That was just the absolute best, Anthony. So that's cool, man. I'm glad that you're here with us and hanging out. Um, Drive-in mutants always have a place here on the Horror Green Book. I get that. Yeah, I would hope that they would bring Danielle back. It would be nice to see like some sort of legacy sequel to Halloween 4, because I think Halloween 4 had an absolutely amazing ending. They just kind of crapped the bed when it came to Halloween 5. So to have them do a redo for a sequel for Halloween 4 would be super cool. And to see her play Jamie again, I think Jamie Lloyd deserves a really good send off or some sort of continuation of her story after stabbing her foster mother. Oh, really? Halloween 4 is your favorite? Oh, that's awesome. Halloween 4 is very high up there in my book. Like, I'm definitely a Jamie Lloyd guy. I mean, that movie started my love affair with Danielle Harris, so I always give it props. Idalau, how's it going? Glad to see you here. Ah, cool, cool. Got my usuals in the house. Glad to see you. You went both nights, Anthony? I fell asleep in my chair on Sunday around 6 a.m., woke up at 7, and I was the only you were the only one there minus the cleanup crew. Yeah, unfortunately, I had to leave early on Saturday night, or technically Sunday morning, because I had to get some sleep and wake up to make it to Joe Bob's walking tour at 11 a.m. But I did want to stick around to see Abbott and Costello and also see the creature from the Black Lagoon. So I'm a little bummed that I missed out on those, but it was much needed if I was going to be any use for Joe Bob's walking tour. Yeah, Joseph, just keep at it, man. Do your thing. That's the one thing I always say. You know, pump that content out, and you're gonna find your audience. Like how I found you guys. Just getting out there networking, or in some cases, you guys found me. I should say. But definitely, we found each other, and that's a great feeling. To have all you cool people to hang with, and watch some great spooky films. Hey, Anthony, I said that to my friends. I don't know how Joe Bob and Darcy did it. I mean, thankfully they had that little RV off the side to the stage to just kind of like unwind and get back at it. But they were cool. I mean, they were even out on Thursday, hanging out for Darcy's head shrinking ceremony at the Golden Tiki. Tarman, we got Tarman, guys. 44 minutes and 33 seconds. But yeah, was it your first jamboree, Anthony, or had you been to any of the previous ones? It was my first Joe Bob's jamboree, and I hope they continue to have them because I can't wait to go back again. Like that, I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the most fun that I've had all year. I've been to some very cool conventions this year, but it was just something about taking in that environment at the drive-in. Hey, I will hope that would be the case, Joseph. I mean, on Facebook, you never know. A lot of rumors get started, but if it's something that will be announced, and plus, Halloween never dies. There's always going to be some sort of reinterpretation of something. It makes too much money to let it just go stale. So, like, I'm hoping that we're going to get more a Nightmare on Elm Street stuff. I'm pretty sure that's going to eventually come around because that remake. Oh goodness, that remake. The remake that shall not be named on this channel. As a Nightmare on Elm Street guy, we don't talk about that film. But hopefully, and also we'll get some more Friday the 13th. That's been in limbo for the last few years, so hopefully we'll get another one eventually. Oh, taking a chunk out of the skull. Tarman's, he's hardcore. So Anthony, you said you went to the pre-party, but the bar threw you out over your really. The bar threw you out. Oh, that's crazy. So that was your first one. One of the coolest weekends of your life. Been watching Joe Bob since like '91. Yeah, that's about the same time that I started watching Joe Bob as well. I think some of my earliest memories of watching Joe Bob may have been when I went to visit my sister the year that my niece was born, and he was still on the movie channel. So I called, I was like, wow, who's this cool guy? But I eventually got to become really acquainted with him with Monster Vision. My family didn't have, well, we had cable, but we didn't get the Showtime, the movie channel package. So I didn't get a chance to watch him much during that era. But with Monster Vision, oh, I was there almost every weekend. Yeah, the Dylan's New Nightmare. That was a really good fan film. For those of you that haven't seen that, that's a very good fan film. That's a sequel to Wes Craven's New Nightmare that follows Dylan's character as a grown up. I was actually at the premiere for that last year at Mad Monster, Arizona. So Anthony, he said, yeah, I told Darcy. She offered to pay for my meet and greet, but I was like, hell no, I'm just stoked to be there, even though I was hammered by the time he met him. Tearing the heart of Saturday night. That's right. But yeah, it was cool to I'm glad that I caught them at the head shrinking ceremony at the Golden Tiki that Friday because we were a bit worried that a ton of people were going to show up. We me and my friend heard about the event last year and how there was a ton of people that you really couldn't see them or spend time with them. So this year we got there at like 6 o'clock and the event didn't actually start until like 10. So we just sat around at the Golden Tiki drinking, catching up, and we actually ended up sitting at the bar right in front of the stage. So we got a perfect view of Joe Bob and Darcy. Got to take a picture with them, you know, say some hellos with them and everything. And, I absolutely love Joe Bob and Darcy. They are, so cool. I don't get the people that don't like Darcy. I always chalk that up to jealousy that some people want to be in her position. So that's their way of lashing out. But hey, I'm a Darcy guy. I love her. So I will never tolerate any Darcy hate. But yeah, it's so cool. Also, you got there at 9:45. Oh yeah, yeah, Anthony. It was such a great experience. Like seriously, I really, really hope they do it again next year, and then to be able to see this film. Yeah, the whole drama that went on that weekend, man, that was crazy. I didn't catch wind of it until Saturday night. I'm a part of a few Joe Bob groups. There's one on on Discord that I'm a part of, and another one on GroupMe. Alright, 50 minutes, guys. 50 minutes into the film. But yeah, man, the stuff with John Brennan and Joe Bob and Darcy, it's very unfortunate. I hate it had to go down that way, and especially the way that he announced it during the jamboree. It probably wasn't the most tactful way of letting people know about what was going on. And I understand why he did it, but at the same time, it definitely wasn't the best timing, I'd say. But I really wish him and Yuki the best in their future endeavors. But I'm going to continue to watch, the show. I mean, I absolutely love it. So you're a UK basketball fan, Joseph. That's cool. I have a few friends that are really, really big Wildcat fans. I will say this as a Memphian, I am not the biggest John Calipari fan. I think the way that he left our program was absolutely terrible. So I will admit I was wholeheartedly against Kentucky basketball for those first few years. But I think now that Kentucky fans kind of realize that he's an okay coach, but he did get you guys a championship. So gotta give him that. Yeah, Anthony, that whole situation completely sucked, man. But life goes on. The show's gonna continue. I'm gonna miss some of John's songs, not all of them, but I will admit that he did have some bangers. Of course, the Joe Bob's Back in Town. The Hey, We Love Spooky is a very confusing movie. I love that one. And then the last one for the marathon, the night marathon with You're the Glue. You're the Glue. That was a good one as well. And I'm really sad that I missed out on getting my video in to have the horror Greenbook, be on the last drive-in. But one of my good friends, Amanda, and her daughter were in that montage, so I'm extremely happy for her. Oh, the Clint Howard song. Yeah, you know what? That was a good one as well. And then they had some good Christmas songs too. So it is what it is. But I'll tell you what though. No shade. No shade whatsoever. But the guy that they got to do the songs at the Jamboree this year, while I support all the mutants and things of that nature, by the time that they brought him back on for the second time, they were just like, "Hey, do you want to hear more songs?" It was kind of like at that point, it was like, I guess. But I love it. I love it. Hey, Joseph, I'm glad to have you in, buddy. Anytime, man. You know you have a home here, so feel free to stop by any live watch party, Joseph. I hope you have a good night, man, and I will see you hopefully next week, either on Monday when I do a live watch party then, or possibly on Wednesday. I may do one or the other, or maybe both. But let me decide on it, get a little rest over the next couple of days, and you guys may get a special 2 night watch parties on that week. So have a good one, Joseph. Yeah, Anthony. It was a gauntlet. I stayed all the way on Friday until cartoons were shown. So we saw the Garfield cartoon. I'm sad that they didn't do more cartoons like at the one in Memphis with her and Gringo doing the Saturday morning cartoons. I think that's totally a vibe. But I did kind of fall asleep a little bit during Brink Stevens and Michelle Bauer's films. I mean, they weren't necessarily the best, but I love those women. So I figured that would be a good as good a time as any to get a little bit of shut eye. Oh yeah, I'm with you, Anthony. Return of the Living Dead is like absolute top notch horror in my opinion. A first pressing of it on VHS, that's awesome. Is it a VHS that you've had for a while, or is it something that you recently purchased, maybe at a convention or an event? Yeah, waking up to Garfield, that was pretty cool, and to know that Brink lended her voice to that role, to that horror host role. Oh, you gotta love when they use like amputees for zombies. That just makes it extra freaky. This movie is like a great example of how to ramp up a horror film. Like it gives you just that little bit of lore, then it sets the scene, and then it's just like bam, everything goes wrong. It just gets worse and worse and worse. Oh, cool, cool. You bought it like 6 years ago at a record shop. Cool. Now my next question in regards to that: was it a good deal? Because one of the things that I run into now, especially in regards to VHS, people know that people are avid collectors of VHS now. So it's not uncommon to see, a VHS film that, depending on what it is, going upwards for like $50. In some cases, $75. I've seen some go even higher than that for like a working like Frankenhooker one that has the wanna date part, or the VHS for the pit that you light up and the eyes light up. You press the button and the eyes light up in the pit. So I've seen some go for some crazy prices. So whenever I see a vendor at a convention that has like very good quality VHS and they're not charging an arm and a leg for it, I always try to snatch them up. It just makes me really look back and wonder, why did I throw away the VHS that I had as a kid? I had a lot of cool stuff, as far as like having VHS movies, because I was fortunate enough to have a mom that worked for the Memphis Public Library. So it was not uncommon for us to, order a new VHS through their ordering system and get it at a heavy discount. So I regrettably sold a lot of my VHS at yard sales that we had. So like $1 to $2 a pop. Oh man, big mistake. Oh, like $30? Oh, cool, cool. Oh, the Turbo Kid Kickstarter. Hey, Turbo Kid is a very awesome film. I hate the controversy around you know, the makers of it, but it's still a great film. Also, you've been collecting for 10 years when they, yeah, okay, that's the best time to get it. Like seriously, being ahead of the curve like that, you come across some major deals, man. I'm pretty sure you have some very awesome stuff. Yeah, you're right, Anthony. Those were the days. I think this is like one of my favorite parts of Return of the Living Dead. 58 minutes and 22 seconds, guys. You're right, Anthony. Oh man, if we knew then what we knew now. It's like, what chemical? All right, hold on. Give me a second, guys. Yeah. So basically, let me see. Hold on. So apparently, the director was arrested. He's facing some very serious criminal charges. I'll just say, look it up. It's very, very, very sad. Yeah. So he's accused of some things within the past recent months. So I'll say, even though I love the film, I hate when the people involved with the films get involved in some stuff that kind of, sullies your enjoyment of the film. So I love Turbo Kid and I love Summer of '84, but man, that just really sucks. Just to kind of like give you an idea, is very much very Victor Salva ish, if you know what I mean. But yeah, definitely Google that. It's very, very sad. Yeah, I know, Anthony. It's very terrible. I didn't know about it until a couple of weeks ago, and it's crazy because I was speaking the world of Turbo Kid to somebody, and they were checking it out due to my recommendation, and literally after recommending it to them, they did some Google searches and they told me about it. And I'm like, oh man, that's such bad timing that I'm telling you about this film. And then the director gets in trouble. So, needless to say, they still watched it and they definitely enjoyed the film. But man, stuff like that really, really sucks, man. No problem at all, Anthony. That's what we're here for. I try to do my best to separate the artist from the art. I still like to kind of enjoy, the stuff that they're able to put together. But man, terrible. I would hate to be one of the zombies sticking my arm through that window knowing I'm just going to get it whacked. This is a pretty gnarly scene, too. It's like, guys, you could have did a better job of trying to pull me back. Boob zombie got him. Boob zombie got him. uh okay. This part of the movie takes me to my absolute favorite line in this film. And it's spoken by Miguel. It's going to be coming up here pretty shortly when we get the zombie on the table to interrogate her. Great YouTuber. How's it going? Hope you're having a great night. Thank you so much for joining us. We are checking out The Return of the Living Dead. We are at 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 30 seconds. You know what? Yeah, I've heard that story about Leslie Nielsen. That would have definitely been a very interesting interpretation of it, because it kind of makes you wonder about, like, somewhere in a parallel universe, Leslie Nielsen is in this film. Just like how, like, Eric Stoltz is Michael J. Fox. Instead of, geez, he's Marty McFly instead of Michael J. Fox. Like, it's so surreal seeing those scenes and how different it is. Hi, Adelau. Well, thank you so much for coming and spending time with us. Like I said, even if you're stopping through for a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds, it still means the world to me that you're taking time out of your day to come and hang out with me and the rest of the travelers here. So, again, like I said to Joseph, feel free to stop through anytime, Adelau. This is your home, too. So, always feel free to kick your shoes off, kick your feet up, and enjoy the vibe. But I will definitely catch you next time, and take care. Yeah, I love the scene. This reminds me of a friend. He posted in a Facebook group about how this female zombie made him feel a special kind of way as a kid. I'm like, well, hey, I mean, I kind of understand why. I mean, it's like, hey, man, I have a movie you should check out called Necromantic. Hey, guys, if you know about Necromantic. Oh, goodness. I'm still shocked that Joe Bob showed that and part two. Wow, that's crazy. That's really cool. I was watching an interview of Miguel Nunez maybe a year or so ago, and he was talking about how he was making his way into Hollywood, and he was actually homeless at this point. He's literally like living in shelters, living from couch to couch, trying to make his name into Hollywood. And that's cool that, that's super cool that, he was able to stick it out, achieve his dreams as acting. Now, as many times as I've seen this film, I still am pretty confused about what happened to Trash. Like, she goes through a very interesting transition after she's attacked in the cemetery by the dirty old men. Now, I'm not gonna lie. And then not only that, but okay, she's obviously changed. She's like demon zombified, but she's still able to walk incredibly sexy. So there's that. And then look at that face, like her mouth and everything. I was like, that's still very creepy to me. Yeah, Anthony, you gotta watch out who you recommend necromantic to. You gotta make sure they have an iron stomach. That's for sure. Only the strong survive with necromantic. I'm like, and the funny thing is, up until Joe Bob showed it, I had never seen it before. I knew it was going to be one of those films that I would eventually see, but when he announced it, I'm guessing I'm watching it with my Joe Bob group on Slack, which is an app, and we watch them like every time Joe Bob is on for a show. And my goodness, I was like, well, I guess tonight's the night, and woo, man, it was quite an experience. But I knew all about the film. I had plenty of friends that had seen it before. So Anthony, you say if you're ever on Tubi, there's a movie called Witch Trials. Now I can't speak on the quality of the film, but I did the soundtrack. Oh, you did the soundtrack. Okay, well I'm gonna check that out, Anthony. That's super cool, dude. That you were involved with the soundtrack, dude. That's pretty awesome, man. So do you do music, Anthony? Tell me a little bit more about that, man. That's super cool, man. It's funny. Me and my buddy Joe, we were talking about a horror movie premise. So we're getting a treatment together. So we're trying to do all the networking. Well, I'm pretty sure we're going to use all our networking that we've done over the past few years to try to put that together. So hopefully, hey, we'll have someone that will say, hey, I know someone in music. So, hey, dude, we may have to do some networking and working together in regards to that, dude. So, I'm definitely going to check it out, dude. Hey, Anthony, I appreciate the subscription. It is, major to me, man. Thanks so much for the support. As I said, man, anyone that's a fellow drive-in mutant, you're family to me. So, welcome, welcome. Bird Hands, that's a sweet hat. Thank you so much, Bird Hands. It's one of my favorite ones. Thank you. And welcome, Bird Hands. Oh, you've been a professional drummer since '99, dude. That's awesome. And okay. So you're a multi instrument player. That's super cool, dude. Oh, and it's your first chance to score a film. Hey, man, that's awesome, dude. Like one of the cool things I love about horror fandom is the way that people can utilize their talents. Like, you have the musicians, putting together scores and soundtracks. I think that's super cool. Or people who are artists that are able to, do all types of cool things with their artwork. People that do special effects. I think that's one of the great things because, you meet these friends that have these awesome talents and you're just like, hey, dude, I know you're good at doing this. Come help me out with this project. So, hey, man, we're definitely going to chit chat some about that, dude. Definitely follow me on Instagram as well under Horror Greenbook. And we'll definitely chat some for sure, dude. Definitely stay in touch. Especially if you go to the Jamboree and stuff, man. I like being able to hang out with people and just have some good times. You're very welcome, Bird Hands. And you're right, Anthony. The horror community is a big fraternity for sure. And you're right about the fraternity thing because we're all involved in this community. We may not all like each other, but you could say, hey, at least they're a horror fan, so I'll give them that. So much love and support to everyone out there. Yeah, these scenes right here when Freddy and them are just going through it, they're just like screaming, and Tina's just like so freaked out. Yeah, they did a good job with the makeup, like showing them like being closer and closer to death. Awesome, Anthony. I'm gonna make sure to follow you back as well, buddy. Thanks so much for following and subscribing to the channel. Dun 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 dun. I love how he's just like ready with the acid. Oh, acid to the face. Hey, I'm glad you found my channel as well, Anthony. That's why I like putting on the live streams. I'm still pretty new at them, so I'm trying to do more of them as a way of hanging out more with the travelers. That's what I call my viewers, fans, subscribers, your travelers. Because my main gist of my channel is to go to different horror conventions and events, and I know some people can't go to every single one. Hell, I wish I could go to every single one, but for the ones that I am able to go to, I try to vlog them all the stuff that's going on to give people a feel of what's going on. So, if you're ever curious about a particular convention, there's a chance that I may have gone to it, and you could check out my vlog on the convention and see if it's something that would be to your liking that you may want to check out for the next year or the next time that they're having it. Gotta lock it up. That's a huge if. It's broke, but it's better than a bunion. Mm, 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 mm. All right, I see where you followed me, Anthony, and I followed you back. Hey, you still like wrestling too? I still like wrestling too, Anthony. Did I meet Linnea in Vegas? No, I did not meet Linnea in Vegas, but I have met Linnea before. I met her last year in Oklahoma City for a convention there called OKC HorrorCon, and that's where I originally got her signature. And then I met her again later on that year in Colorado for a film festival, the Telluride Horror Film Festival. And that was cool to just see Linnea walking the streets and just vibing. So I got a chance to say hello to her there as well. What a funny thing was, as the concession stand was closing down around midnight at the Jamboree, Linnea kind of like snuck in there just to see if there was anything to eat. And before I could actually go and say something to her, she was gone. So I'm just like, that little woman, she's very quick. Oh man, a sad tidbit also about the Jamboree, about the food truck owner. The food truck that was there working late to make sure us mutants were nice and fed. The owner of that food truck was killed in a car accident. That's very tragic. Um, it's very very sad. Especially so soon after the Jamboree. That was quite the downer because that guy was working very hard, and he was very happy to serve the mutants. He was very appreciative of the business that his food truck was receiving. So I made sure to donate to the GoFundMe that they were having because he was a father of, I believe, 2 kids, maybe 3 kids. But yeah, man, that really hurt my heart. So I'm glad that the drive-through family came through. One thing about the drive-through family, we will support. During the Christmas shows, I have no chance of buying any of those amazing items because people are putting like thousands of dollars down just to grab items and also to support, the numerous charities. And then, the thing with John Brennan with his house catching on fire, the the fandom came through in regards to that. And Anthony, it wasn't the barbecue guy, it was the taco guy. So with the taco food truck, that's the guy who unfortunately passed away. Okay, those hot dogs came through in the clutch. I got one like very late, and it saved my life. But that was an awesome drive-in experience. Like I can't wait to go to another one. I'm definitely going to be better prepared. I'm going to make sure to bring like umbrella for those moments where we're baking in the sun. My friends got like plenty of drinks. So it was awesome. But yeah, just to further submit the fact that this dude's a Nazi, he takes his jewelry off, his wedding ring off, before he cremates himself. And that was something, of course, that the Nazis did. They stole people's jewelry and all types of stuff like that and used it. Even people's like gold teeth. You'll see like, remnants of gold teeth and collections of gold teeth in the Holocaust. So that was a pretty interesting tidbit that they added to this film. And he ends up engulfed in fire. And here come the police. And just like police in a majority of horror movies, they are worthless. There we go. Yeah, that was a pretty cool tidbit. All right, guys, I guess we're safe. It is definitely hitting the fan. So you're wearing your Return to Living Dead shirt right now? Hey, it's a great coincidence, man. It was meant to be that you would find the stream and come and hang out with us. So, again, thanks so much, Anthony, for hanging out with us, man. Like we plan to do this every week. So, we normally do it on Mondays, but in special instances where I can't make it, like I was traveling from Kentucky back home to Texas. So, yesterday, unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to make it. Next week, I will be on a cruise ship. So, I'm thinking we will likely be streaming definitely on Halloween for sure. Maybe on next Monday, but we'll see. I'll definitely make a post about it. Self again, Tina. Tina, because I love you. And just knowing that he was about to put one in Tina's head. He was about to put her out of her misery. He didn't want her to experience one of those gruesome deaths. Oh, Tarman. You gotta love Tarman. Boop. When his head comes off like that. That makes me laugh every single time. We are at 1 hour and 20 minutes, travelers. We have a few minutes left here with the return of the living dead. No, definitely didn't make it. But yeah, guys, if you're just joining us, go ahead and hit that like button so we could have other fun people come and join us, just like Anthony did tonight. I want to make sure to, have a good amount of people coming through. Yeah, you're so right about that, Anthony. With Return to Living Dead 2, how they used the same two characters, well, the two actors again for different characters. So that was a weird trip as a kid noticing that. I'm like, hold up, I thought those guys were dead. So yeah, this is a very awesome trip there. And you're right, just like Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. You're just like, man, this is a little bit different. It's like it's connected. I guess I'll roll with it. But hey, it was the 80s, And trash is just biting down on people's heads like apples. But this is one of those films that I feel like has a perfect cast. And you could tell there was just so much chemistry with the cast. I feel like this what is so funny that they show this and the thing on the same night at Joe Bob's Jamboree, because I tell a lot of friends I should say, that as far as like cast chemistry, you don't get much better than The Return of the Living Dead and The Thing. Like both of those movies, the cast members are firing on all cylinders. Like you could tell that they knew all of their lines. They were possibly able to improv some and, hone in on their characters. And that chemistry just really shines through in those films. But Anthony, it's so cool, like being able to see a film like this on the big screen. Like you definitely notice the difference. You see these movies at home and they're super great, but seeing them on a big movie screen, oh, there's nothing like it. Oh man. Hey, that's pretty cool, man. Your dad sounds like he was a pretty cool guy. Um, I always love the vets. I support the vets. I come from a military family. We're an Air Force family, so we've had airmen from generally almost every war. So I definitely support the military. The men and women of the military. They really do sacrifice a lot for us. Especially those Vietnam vets, man. Those guys, went through hell, and it was a thankless job at that time. Like seriously, like the fact that a lot of those guys were spit on when they came back home, it really sucks. So my heart always goes out to the Vietnam vets. But that's very cool that he let you watch horror at 6 years old. And that reminds me of my mom. My mom, she's still around. I saw her today while I stopped through Memphis, and she was my gateway to horror. She worked for the public library system, so we were able to check out movies for free. And I was the kid that always chose some sort of horror movie, and she was the one to watch it with me. And man, my mom, watching Basket Case with your mom is quite an experience. So she definitely curated my taste for horror, and I'm very grateful for her. That's right, Anthony. America. Bird Hands, what was the best audience reaction to a horror movie in the theater you have witnessed? To this day, my two favorite horror movie watching experiences are actually from the same franchise, and I'm grateful to have witnessed them. Scream 1 and Scream 2. But as far as like an absolutely, just fanatic absolutely crazy movie going experience. Scream 2 was wild. Wow, that was a lot of fun. Like, all right, you know how the theater was at the beginning of Scream 2 with people in the ghost face costumes and everyone's very high energy. That was exactly like my theater experience seeing Scream 2 the first weekend that it came out. And man, there was not an empty seat in the house. Very exhilarating experience. So that was probably one of my favorite ones, being able to see Scream 1 and Scream 2 in theaters. Well, there goes Louisville. No more Kentucky Derby this year. Yeah, it's crazy. I go to Louisville quite often. I have good friends that live out that way. So it's pretty funny to joke about. Man, Louisville's really recovered from that bomb blast. Hey, the rain's gonna wash it all away. It's all good, guys. Dun dun dun. Mm, mm. Man, this is such a great film, guys. It's definitely one of those films I could watch over and over again. The party, it's party time. Uh, we gonna party. And then seeing the clips during the credits is just like absolutely perfect. A plus horror comedy. This is the perfect example of a horror comedy to me. Like, as I said earlier, perfect balance of horror and comedy. You know, they don't just necessarily use like a horror premise and then just give you all comedy or all horror and maybe give you one or two laughs. Perfectly balanced. And still to this day, I think these zombies are the scariest zombies on film because whether they're walking slow or they're walking fast, you can't kill them. Just when you think you're going to do something to get rid of them, it's just making it worse. So when people say, in which zombie universe would you hate to be in? This one. I mean, whether it's fast or slow zombies, fast or slow zombies. So George A. Romero zombies, you could kill them. Zack Snyder zombies and the Dawn of the Dead remake, you can kill those. You can't kill these. Oh, so you saw Corey Feldman's band? Oh, nice. So, did he sing "Cry Little Sister" like he did at the Halloween event that I was at 2 years ago in Houston? His band performed then, and it was a very enthusiastic crowd. We were ready for some Corey Feldman, and he definitely had to do "Cry Little Sister," and it was actually a pretty good rendition of it. I love Tusk. That's a fun movie. And just seeing Justin Long get messed up in the movie, it doesn't get old at all. Yeah. Return of the Living Dead is a top three horror movie of all time. That I mean, it's hard for me to disagree with that. I mean, I have very high regard. So if someone puts this in their top three, I'm not going to argue with them. I love this film. He had Dre's kid on stage too for Comeback King. Oh wow. It's funny because I went to the Lexington Halloween and Thriller Expo. So they had different Michael Jackson impersonators in waves doing the Thriller dance. And I made the quip that, you know what, guys, they should have Corey Feldman here to show these guys how to do it. Because we know Corey's always down to give a MJ impersonation. I mean, most of his performances are MJ moves, so we'll give him that. But I would definitely see Corey perform again. I mean, especially just to see him do "Cry, Little Sister." What's up with the youth? What's up with the youth? It's funny. Matter of fact, hold on, give me a second, guys. 1 second, be right back. All right, so I actually got this at at the concert or Halloween event that I saw Corey film it at. I had to get this Dream a Little Dream 30-year anniversary edition of Something in Your Eyes. How could I not get this? So there you go, guys. But yeah, so it was quite a blast. Unfortunately, well, that event was thrown on by the people that do the Houston Horror Film Festival, one of my favorite horror conventions out there. And they do pop ups every now and then. They'll do one for Halloween. They'll sometimes do one for Christmas. Unfortunately, I will be missing the one next weekend. So they're gonna have some good people there, like Lisa Wilcox, a few other people that are in the horror genre that we know and love, and they throw a great event. So if I wasn't going to be on a cruise ship, I would be there. So I'm hoping to be at the Christmas event if they throw one this year. I need to contact my guy Scott, who is one of the big guys over Houston Horror Film Festival, to see if they will be doing a Christmas event, because I definitely love all the events that they throw. Also, you've been to the school where they filmed Dream a Little Dream in North Carolina? I use a rock to break a piece of the wall they sit on. Oh yeah, you gotta take those good souvenirs, man. That's for sure. That's one of the cool things. I love going to filming locations. I was just in Salem a couple of weeks back, and I got to see filming locations from Hocus Pocus and Lords of Salem. Salem is one of those spots that I absolutely enjoy, and I hope to go back to at least every year. I hope to, or at least every other year. But I have a back-to-back streak going on in regards to back-to-back years of Salem. So hopefully that streak continues on through to next year. But yeah, I'm glad that you all were able to hang out with me and watching The Return of the Living Dead, one of my absolute favorite horror films. And especially to Anthony, being new and checking it out, and also being a drive-in mutant, and the fact that he was at the Jamboree as well. So that's very cool. So needless to say, if the Jamboree is going on next year, I'm looking forward to meeting. Well, if we haven't met before by then, by that time, let's go and have some drinks and party like drive-in mutants. I can't wait, man. That's for sure. But guys, that is it for my life watch party for tonight. I am still exhausted from traveling this weekend and then partying and getting content. It was a nonstop, awesome trip. But needless to say, your travel guide is getting pretty old. That's for sure. But hey, it's well worth it, guys. It is such a fun time. It's basically Halloween on any random weekend. So, guys, support your local horror conventions, because they are definitely fighting the good fight. But yeah, man. So you saw the Elm Street house? Yeah. Oh man, I really want to see the Elm Street house. That's definitely high on my list. I want to see the A Nightmare on Elm Street houses. I also want to see the Halloween houses. When I was in California earlier this year, I didn't get a chance to see them because they had record amounts of rain. So, needless to say, that kind of destroyed my day for going to do some sightseeing there. But it is what it is. The next time I'm in California, hopefully we'll have that stereotypical Southern California weather. But it's sad though because the current guy that owns the A Nightmare on Elm Street house, the Nancy's house, I should say, he's kind of a douche. I've seen that video clip of him antagonizing that woman. Even though it's a clip, it's just kind of like, man, what's up with that dude? I mean, why would you buy a famous house that's a filming location in Southern California, knowing you're going to get fans that are going to come and want to see it? And so it is what it is. Wow. But yeah, man, we're definitely going to chop it up and definitely get into some good fun stuff while at the Jamboree. Oh, so you were on Fairfax and Tyler the Creator skated right past your car? Oh man, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's one of those cool things about being in California, or in Southern California or around the Hollywood area. The fact that, you just see celebrities like it's nothing. Like you get to see celebrities doing their grocery shopping. I bet that's like such a weird experience. So like I have friends that are in that out that way, and they're just like so used to it. They're just like, yeah, man, I saw this celebrity and he was just walking down the street, or I saw that celebrity and they were grabbing coffee. So as much as I see celebrities at the conventions and they're at the bar, they're walking past at the hotel, it never ceases to be amazing. So I could just only imagine having that next level of just like, hey, I just went into the grocery store to grab something and there was such and such there. It's just like, wow, super cool. So you're in Diego. Cool, cool. I'll definitely do that. I have some good friends in San Diego. They were saying that I should definitely come do San Diego Comic Con sometime, and that they could actually help me get in with a vendor badge. So I may actually have to take them up on that, on that offer, especially with how expensive San Diego Comic Con can be. And I think they said I could actually stay with them. So that's an extra special benefit right there. But yeah, oh, you met Roseanne once too? Dude, that's crazy. It's not secluded at all either. Yeah, that's so crazy. Right, yeah, you never know if it's just someone that looks like them or if that's actually them. Like, that's very surreal, right? And that's crazy. But I hope to actually have an experience or two like that the next time I'm in Southern California. I want to go to Monster Palooza, a Midsummer Scream, and a few other West Coast cons. I've been to Creep IE Con. I did that earlier this year, and I really like how the fans in California represent. So, yeah, I hope to actually do that next year. Hopefully, I'll be able to go to SDCC. So, I mean, if that's able to be something that's worked out, I'm definitely going to let all the viewers know on the channel. But, yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me again on the Horror Greenbook channel here with me in the Scary Sanctuary. This is you guys' home away from home. So always feel free to come by, like, comment, subscribe. If you subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you can be notified whenever a video drops, because I do shock drops all the time. So you'll never know when a vlog will come up. But be on the lookout for the Scarefest weekend video coming soon, maybe tomorrow. So, guys, and I also have plenty of other content coming out, guys, that I have to pump out. So, I'm going to get started on editing all of that very soon. But, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And let's see, what did Anthony say? The only con I got again to meet Lloyd Kaufman here. Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, I've met Lloyd Kaufman as well. He's definitely pretty awesome. I mean, that guy has quite the work ethic, and the fact that he's like at all types of cons, it's very cool. And so, and then they threw you out. Hey, man, that's always a great story to tell, Anthony, for sure. But yeah, guys, be on the lookout for the Scarefest weekend vlog. Maybe sometime tomorrow, guys, but at the latest on Thursday. I apologize for the delay, but guys, I've been through the ringer now. I got a lot of content, so I'm going to make sure to edit that for you guys nicely. But again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am your travel guide, Brendan, with the Horror Greenbook, signing off and letting you know that it is scary in those streets. So let me know that you made it home safely.